guys, the first thing we do is, you got your battery, we're going to be disconnecting the negative battery terminal. You're going to loosen up this 10mm nut right here. I have a 10mm wrench, and that's all you want to do is loosen that up, turn that, pick it up. Now just don't pick it up and let it go, or it's going to come back together like that and it's going to short something out. So you want to take it off, make sure you tuck it down to the sides and make sure it don't come back. And that's out of the way. Now, as you can see, the hood of this vehicle is off. You do not have to do that. We're doing that so you can get a better view of what's going on. Also, the next step we're going to be taking off is this whole section right here. Again, you don't have to do that, but it makes the job a lot easier to get back to that intake and for us to get to be able to get a good camera view for you guys. All right? We'll be right back. Alright guys, first thing we do is we're going to take off our wipers. Now, on your driver's wiper, the blade is super long, and on the passenger side, it's super short. So you're not going to get them confused. Now, on your, let me pick this up right here. On your wipers, there's going to be a little cover right here. And that's what you do. Take your fingers up under it and pop that right off. Then on the other one is the same thing. Pop that cover right off. Alright, then you're going to take your marker. Now, some guys put a marker on the window and all that. We're not going to do that. What we're going to do is put a marker, a little dot on the stud, and then on the wiper. Ain't no use in marking the nut because it's going to be turning. Alright, so that's going to let us know where our alignment is. So we're going to do the other side, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, next you're going to have your 14mm deep socket. I got an 8.5 inch 3/8 drive extension and my 3/8 drive ratchet. Now, don't try to use a shorter one because I'm trying to avoid you guys just using a short one and you go right here and you slip up and you hit that windshield. That would suck. So I'm giving you the extension so you can be way out there. And what you want to do is you got this nut right here you want to take off, and on the other one on the other side. So let's get both nuts off, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing I'm going to do is, just to be safe, I'm going to mark this down there. So that's perfect. Next thing you want to do is take your wiper blade, pick it up. You saw that? Yeah. Then you're going to just wiggle this back and forth, and that's going to come right up just like that. Alright? Then slowly, because there's a spring inside here, so slowly let it back into place. Alright? Take both of them and put them on the party line. We'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we do is grab you a flat screwdriver. And you got a little clip right here. And that's all you want to do is... It's got a little opening in it right there. Put the little screwdriver right there, and you want to pop that center up, and then the whole thing will come right out. You're going to have one right here, and you're going to have one directly on the other side. So let's get that out, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing you're going to do, you're going to have 3 clips right here. And we got to take these clips out. Now to take the clips out, there's a latch on the bottom, and there's a latch right there on the top. This one looks like it's broken. So, yeah, what about that one? So what you want to do is put your finger in there, and you want to pull that clip, put pressure on it to pull it out towards you. Then take your other finger, bring the bottom one down, keep pushing pressure on it, and you can see that one actually held down in place. Then take your finger and pick up the top latch, and that's going to release it. And then you want to just try to pull this out without dropping it. If it gets stuck, you just got to do the clips. I try to do it without dropping it. Let's do this one because this one's already off. Let's push this down a little bit and pull it right out. I should have did that at the beginning. Alright, so I got that one. This one's on the floor, so I'm going to go get that one. And then you're just going to remove this one right here. Alright, let's get these out, and then we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is you're going to pick it up a little bit and then slide it towards you, because there's a channel right in there where the windshield is. So you want to make sure you get out of that. So we're going to pick it up, slide it out. Make sure, see, you got the bolts where the wipers go at. Make sure you get over that and pull that right out of there. And if I turn it around, this is the channel I was telling you about that hooks up onto the windshield. So your windshield actually hooks right into that. So, alright, so we got that out, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, I did forget to tell you this one thing. Over here, you're going to have the hose for the washer fluid, and it's going to be going down to a clip, not a clip, a 90-degree angle thing right here. So you want to be careful with this thing, because these things break. So I don't know how you're going to see it. Get it, twist that, and try to unplug it without breaking. If you break it, you break it. And there we go. We pulled it off.
So it just pulls apart.
Right, just twist it to break the seal from it, and then pull it apart. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys. Now this whole piece right here, this is what we're gonna take out. This whole piece going all across there. Now you're gonna get you a deep 13mm 3/8 drive and a deep 10mm 3/8 drive. And guys, if you haven't got one already, definitely get you a cordless impact and get the bits in it so you can hook up on sockets. So first we're gonna go to our, now you're gonna have two 13s on this side and two 13s on the other side. Two, and then you're gonna have a series and just follow. Now this you're gonna have a series of 10mm bolts. That's what you do. Follow them around. 1, 2, 3, and right there you're gonna have a 10mm nut, and then just follow it right around. So let's get these done, and I'm gonna meet you on the other side. All right, we'll be right back. All right, I got all the way done up to here. Now over here you're gonna have one right here. You're gonna have some clips holding in the harness going to the wiper motor, but leave those in for now. And then you're going to have a 10mm inside here and the two 13s. And this is a good time to unplug our wiper motor. The connector to this is up under here. I'm going to show you better when I take it up. But you're going to take that connector, that little tab, and squeeze it up to the connector. And then back it off. And there's the connector right there. The little... Let's focus. Okay. There's the little tab right there. And you're just going to squeeze that towards the connector and unplug it. Alright, let's get the rest of these bolts out and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got the bolts out. I'm going to just pick it up. I'm going to flip it, try to get it to the bottom. There's those two tabs right there, the two connect. And that's the suck part about it. You see how they are? So you'll never be able to go up, pull them up from the top. So what you're going to do, if you try to take your hand and just squeeze both of them, both sides in, and then try to pull it up. And if you're having a difficult time, yes. That thing was out, man. What the heck? Man. If you have a hard time, get your little screwdriver. Is that in your way or something? And pop it out like that. It's a stupid thing. There couldn't be a Christmas tree where they can just pull it out. I don't know. But also, see, it's over here too. This one has a Christmas tree.
But do you have to take it out?
This one over here? Yeah. Oh yeah, that one's good. Yeah, so on that way you can swing this a little better. It ain't pulling. Alright, that's good. Now let's turn this over, and there we go again. Get those out, or you can use a pair of pliers and squeeze that in, and then take your hands and push that out just like that. Alright, let's take this to the party line and we'll be right back. Alright guys, let's take off our air cleaner assembly now. The first part right here is this little first part, the front duct right here. You're going to have two 10mm bolts, one right here and one over here. Get your cordless impact with your 10mm deep 3/8 drive, and go ahead, take those bolts out, pick it up, and pull it out of the box right there. just like that. Now what you can do, guys, is when you take all these bolts out, when you can, put the bolts back in place, so in that way you know exactly where they go. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, next thing we do is remove our air box. Now first of all, why the whole thing look like it's loose? You're going to have a clamp right here, so get you a flat screwdriver. That is kind of loose. Loosen that clamp up. The next thing you're going to do is take you a pair of pliers. Now you can take this breather hose right here. You can either take it off from this clamp up here, but we're not going to do that. We're going to leave that one on. We're going to go around here to the valve cover. And there's a clamp right on the other side. Take out a pair of pliers. Squeeze that clamp in. Bring it up. Pull the hose off, just like that. Now you're going to disconnect your mass airflow sensor. Now you can come back on the other side. There's a little tab right there that you're going to push that tab into the connector, just like that. And while you're holding it in, unplug it. Then you got two clips, those same clips that we did in the beginning a few minutes ago. You got one right here. So we're going to take a screwdriver. Got it good at it? You're gonna be, this hand's gonna be putting pressure, pulling it out. One right there, and then one on the other side. Pop that out. Then you're gonna come over here, and you're gonna have another one. So let's get that one out, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, then what we're going to do, if you look down here, you're going to see a 10mm bolt right there. So what you're going to do is grab your same 10mm, and this time you're going to add a 4-inch 3/8 drive extension on it. You're going to take that bolt out. Okay. Then what you're going to do is first over here, you're going to, now try not to damage this hose right here, because if this hose got a crack or anything in it, this car will run bad. So you definitely want to make sure this thing is, don't break it apart and mess it up. So you want to grab it, pull it off, the throttle body. Now, it's not going to come up easy, because not only with that 10mm bolt, but there's a grommet about right in this section right about here that's holding down also. So what you want to do is grab it and you want to just pop it up. You heard that thing pop. Pop. Let's turn it over so you can see what I'm talking about. There's something living in there.
Oh. Is it still there?
Oh, what's that? What's that? Let me stop. Ow! Simi about to take over on me. Simi said, I'm out. Alright, so we had our little fun for today. So we got a little thing right here. And what that does, it pushes down into this grommet right there. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get me an airline, hair hose, and all. I'm going to blow all this stuff out of there. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, now it's time to disconnect some hoses. Now what we're going to do is, first, now this, which one? This one right here is going to a pipe that's connected to the block. You don't have to disconnect this one, but we're going to do that to make it easier to get to those bolts on the intake. So grab your pair of pliers. You're going to love these pliers right about now. You're going to take this clamp, squeeze it, I hate these clamps, man. I hate these clamps. Let's see if we can go up this way. Alright, go up that way and leave it up. Leave it up there. Then open your pliers up, and what you gotta do is, unless you can take your hand and twist it, no. So what you want to do is carefully turn this side to side to try to break that seal. Don't squeeze it too much. Then you're going to do the same thing to this one right here. Well, let's see if we can bring this one back on the hose. Okay. And the same thing is, now you see this clip right here? Now if you want, what you can do is take it off. Now you see this clip right here? 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 Now you see this clip right here Get you a little screwdriver, and right between here, you're just gonna pop that out just like that, and then it can come right off. If you want, you can take that off, so then you can really get to those hoses and get those off. Okay. Man, these hoses suck. Alright, there's one, and then we're gonna get that one. Okay, also, I forgot to tell you, when we come back, I'm going to show you where the drain is, the drain screw on the radiator to drain the fluid. Now, a lot of you guys already know what this video is coming from, and you saw we already drained the antifreeze out when we got the vehicle and trying to get it started. But a lot of you haven't seen that. So I'm going to show you where that is, and you want to definitely drain it out before you disconnect. Drain the antifreeze out before you disconnect any of the hoses like this. Alright? So we'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm on the passenger side. You're looking up on there. I got a mirror right here. And you look straight up. You're going to see that little Phillips screw right there. That's a plastic screw. That is the drain. So you want to get you a number 2 Phillips bent screwdriver. Take that out, and all the antifreeze will drain right out. Alright? We'll be right back. Alright guys, let's get back to the hoses. Grab your pliers again. Alright, the next thing you're going to do is you can disconnect it from either way. We're going to disconnect it from right here. You got this hose right here. 2 hoses going to the throttle body. 1 and 2. Grab your pliers. Squeeze the clamp. Bring it back. Take this one. Bring it back. Then, take your same pliers. You're going to have a hose right here. Take that clamp. Bring it back. Same pliers. The big clamp to the upper radiator hose. Squeeze that. Bring that back. Then you want to take your pliers, just like I told you before, and guys, don't be squeezing it or you're going to damage that hose. Just grab it just slightly, just enough to twist those hoses back and forth. So I'm going to just disconnect that one, disconnect this one, and disconnect the big one. Alright, let's get that, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, next thing to do is grab you a 12mm deep 3/8 drive socket, and I got my cordless driver again. And, now first of all, you're going to have a bracket right, this bracket's got 2 12mm bolts right there. Actually, just look at all 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, and 4. These 2 holes on this bracket, got a wiring harness going to it, and it's holding your fuel line into place. Supposed to be clipped in there. Pop that out. You're going to take those 2 off. It's going to give you some room in there. Alright. Then, you're going to take those 2 off. Now, the one, let's see, make sure the length of them. These are a little bit longer. Just put these to the side right now. Give you some room in there. Now, before we pull any wires out of the way, you see how this one is right here? This is your cam sensor. Let's disconnect that. You got your tab right here. Squeeze that tab in to the connector, and then back it out. Alright, that's going to give you some room. Yeah, it's from just like that. Now, since you got those out of the way, take your 4 bolts and put them back where you took them at. The longer ones are going to go over that side. Alright, let's do that and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do, we got our throttle body right here. What we're going to do is disconnect that. There's a tab on this side that you got to squeeze into the connector and then unplug it. Let me turn that around for you. There's the tab. So you want to squeeze that into the connector and then unplug it. Then what we're going to do is go up here. This sucks, man. They put all this, they put this here like this. You know what? We're going to do this a nice, easy way, guys. Let's disconnect this sensor up here. We got one right on the top.
It might be easier if I have my mouse over
Alright, we're going to take that tab, squeeze it down to the connector, and unplug it. Alright, now we got a bracket right here, and what I'm going to do here, instead of trying to, because sometimes these, if that's a Christmas tree clip, then it's good, then you can just pop it right out. So let's find out if that's a Christmas tree clip. No, but it's one of those other ones. You can see one side broke. I hate that. That bracket is held on by a 10mm bolt, so you can also take a 10mm bolt and get that out, but I ain't got time for that. Alright, then we got one on this side. Pop that out. Now that one's easy. Lean that to the side over there. Then we got one further down right there. And we're gonna get that in there. I'm trying to be out your way at the same time.
I can see it.
Pull that. You know what? Let's make it easy for ourselves. Let's get a pair of long needle nose pliers. Pop that right out. Lean that to the side. Alright, that's out of the way. That's out of the way. Now, this hose right here, it's the evap hose. Instead of disconnecting it over there, what we're going to do is come over this side, and you're going to have, it's going to go right down to this clamp, right down here. So let's take that clamp. That clamp up. We're going to get that hose off. Okay. That's out of the way. 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 Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, next thing we're going to do is disconnect our fuel line. Now I was going to try to unbolt the intake from the head, but we're going to do this a better way, guys, because you can't see down there with the takeoff and all that. So we're going to pull it off with the head. Alright, so we got our fuel line right here. Now you're not going to disconnect it from up here. You're going to follow the fuel rail down, the fuel line down. It's going to go right here to this big plastic clip. You're going to pop this out, pull that back, and there it is. Get you some rags up under there. And you're going to have a green tab down there. On each side, you're going to squeeze that in, the right and the bottom half. You got a good look at that?
No, well, I had the green clip, but then you have to squeeze it, so it's kind of hard for me.
Hold on, let me see if I can, this is, no, I ain't been that.
Alright, well, we saw what goes in, because it just popped out.
Alright, see right there?
Yeah.
That side squeezes in, and on this side squeezes in. You're going to little clip on it's one clip, but the two sides.
Okay.
You got to squeeze both of those in, and then with your other hand, you're going to pick the line up slowly. There we go. It's off the clip now. Just hold it in a little bit more. Okay, just like that. It'll come right off the line. Alright, so put that down. Not much gas came out. This will stay on the line. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, now on the other side of the intake, we got this one hose right here. This hose is going to the brake booster. Take you some pliers or needle nose, squeeze the clamp in, bring it back. You heard the seal break. And get that hose off. Lay it down to the side. The next hose you're going to get is right here on the top. So squeeze that clamp in, bring it back. Twist that. You heard that break. And pull that off. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, now we're starting to get down to the nitty gritty. Enough of this playing around. The next thing we're going to do, guys, is disconnect our coils. First we're going to mark them because we're going to pull them out. You're going to mark them 1, 2, that ain't all that great. Marking 3 and 4. Put that down. Then grab you a 10mm shallow socket, 3/8 drive with your 3/8 drive ratchet. We're going to go off from that right now. We're going to go over here to this bracket right here. Get this bracket right here that's holding on this wiring harness. This thing sucks. Instead of trying to pull it out of here, we're going to go ahead, because we got to take our alternator out anyway. Take that bolt out. Then, you got a ground strap right here with a 10mm. Take that out. This is a good time to get your impact with a 10mm deep for the rest of them. So we're going to take that out. Move that to the side. Remember, just like I told you, put your bolts back into place. Let's get this one out, and then this bracket right here with this harness can swing out of the way. So let's get that out. We'll be right back. Alright guys, now take your 12mm deep 3/8 drive, hook it onto your impact. Pull this little boot back right here. This little boot going to uncover a 12mm nut. Go ahead, take that nut off, take the wire off, put the nut back on. Look at that, we're starting to swing. But then we ain't done yet. We got a plug over here to unplug the alternator. You have a tab right in the back of it. Is that good enough lighting? Yes. You're going to squeeze that tab in.
And break it.
And break it. That was so cheesy. And then unplug the alternator. That sucks. It'll still hold it in place. Right. Alright, it will, trust me. Alright, then you want to get your body panel pry bar, wherever I put it. Oh, here it is. Right here. You're going to have a clip right here, a Christmas tree clip. Stick that right in there. Pop that up out of there. Then you're going to have another clip. You know what, let's get these before we break those. 2 10mm bolts. Let's switch over to our 10mm deep. For his 2 ground wires. Take them out. Put the bolts right back. Son of a biscuit. With the bolt.
Drop it?
Yeah, dropped it.
Don't forget to drop it.
Alright. Anyway, let's get this harness right here. Now, this one's already out. This little clip right here. But see, we're going to get this one over here. And if you come on to the other side, you're going to see the little arrow things. So we got to pop. Ready? Mm-hmm. Both of those in to get that out. Hold it out right there. Now unplug our coil. You got a tab right there. Push that tab down into the connector and unplug it. Now where the heck is our 10? There it is down there. Let's put this back over here. Alright, now since we got that, let's disconnect the rest of our coils. Same thing. Push the tab in and unplug it. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, grab your pry bar again. And you're going to have another Christmas tree clip right there. So let's try to get up under there. And pull that out of the valve cover. I don't know why they got these guys. I don't know. There it is. Okay, that's out of the way. Swing it outside. We're looking good. Now you got this big clip right here. What you want to do? Now you can pop it off from here or whatever. Nah. What you're going to do is take that. And that thing comes. That should come right up. What the heck, man? You gonna give me? Now you gonna make me look bad, man. Oh man, I gotta get a little screwdriver. And let me see if I can. Guys, you're gonna take the screwdriver. This part right here is metal. Slide the screwdriver along that metal. There's gonna be a little plastic tab down there that you're gonna pry back and pick that up. There's the little tab right there. So you're gonna slide along that metal and then pry up and pull that back just like that and pull that harness up. Cool. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, now what we're going to do, we want to swing this harness over to the side to get it out of the way. But you can't do that because it's still got this little wire right here. Get get this ground out of the way. You know what, guys? Let's I don't know why do you make these clips, man. Let's unhook this one, squeeze that together, and pop it right out. I said that like it's easy. Okay, got that out. Now here's the difficult part. Going down here, following that harness line, you're gonna have another one right there. You see that one, Sivi?
Yes.
So I'm gonna try to use one hand to pull back on it, give it a little tension on it, and my other hand to try to squeeze those tabs into place. You want the light?
Yeah. That works.
It's that bottom one that's starting to aggravate me, man. Why? Why couldn't it just be a Christmas tree clips? Hold on. Let me. Where's that ain't. This is some bogus mess, man. Guys said, you know what, Tim, if that was my car, I would have pulled that out and broke it already. I ain't trying to hear it. Oh man, I got one side out. Dang. Where'd that screwdriver go? Oh, great. Okay, got it. Got that out. Follow it down to the AC compressor. Got the little.
Focus. Focus, focus, focus. Okay.
Squeeze that tab into the connector and then unplug it. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, now we can take our harness and we can swing it. Don't pull on this too much. We can swing that all the way over here to the side. Cool, look at that. Now, take your 10mm deep 3/8 drive on your impact, and you got the coils are held on by 10mm bolts. So you can go ahead, take those out, take the coil, pull them right out. Once you pull them out, take your 10mm bolt and put them right back into place. Alright, let's get the other three done. We'll be right back. Alright guys, next thing you do, get you a hydraulic jack, a block of wood. You want to get that situated right up under the oil pan. It don't have to be this big of a block of wood. And what you want to do is make sure that's centered. Once you get it, once it makes contact, put a little bit of tension on it to bring it up. That's it. Alright, hold it there for now, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, now that you got the tension on the engine, now we can remove our motor mount bracket, our motor mounts, and get all this stuff out of the way so we can make it easier to work on. So you're going to have 4 16mm bolts and then one 18mm nut. So I got my 16mm deep, no shallow, 1/2 inch drive with about a 2-inch 1/2 inch drive extension. We're going to take these out. Now when you take out the last one, the engine is going to start to shift. Like that. Switch over to your 18mm deep. Get onto that nut right there. And dang it. Don't hit the ground. We'll get that bolt, guys. And take that up. just like that, and get that one over there. And we're going to put this to the party line. And when we come back, guys, I'm going to show you what the party line is. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright, guys, this is the party line. This is probably going to be the most important part of your job doing this job. Every time you take off a part, you put it in line as you take them off. So, when you go back putting this job back together, you start from the end of the line and work your way back. This way, there's not a bunch of parts in a corner. You have no idea where they go. This way, you can leave this job down for a year if need be and come back. And as long as you follow that party line, you put this thing back perfect. Alright? We'll be right back. Alright, guys, next thing we do, take your 10mm deep 3H drive. Hold on, I'll be right back. Alright, guys, let's get our expansion tank out of the way. We got our 10mm deep 3H drive. And what we're going to do is first take off this hose right here. So we're going to twist this hose, pull it off, and you got a 10mm bolt right here. Take that bolt out. You're going to wiggle this back and forth because it's going to slide off of a channel like right here. Inside here, there's a bracket right there. See that?
Yeah.
That it slides onto. So let's put this to the party line. Let's put our bolt back in here. Let's put this to the party line and we'll be right back. Alright, guys, next thing we're going to do is move our power steering reservoir out of the way. And what you want to do is take your flat screwdriver and right between there, you want to pull that back and at the same time pick up on the reservoir and it'll slide right out of there. Pull that over to the side so you can easily get to this bolt right here to the torque strut mount. So what we're going to do is switch over to an 18mm deep 1/2 inch drive. We're going to take out this bolt right here, and then for this one right here, looks like about a 18mm as well. Let's get that 18mm over here. And this time I'm using a 3H drive. And get my 3H drive ratchet, and we're going to take that off. Let me get my ratchet. Okay, we're going to take that one out, and then take this one out. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, got this out, and this thing is busted. Look at that. I'm going to put this into place. This bolt right here, we're going to put it back in there. Alright, let's put this to the party line, and we'll be right back. Alright, guys, now what we're going to do is remove the big mount right here. And this mount is held on by 3 16mm bolts. I'm using a 16mm shallow socket 1/2 inch drive with my 2-inch 1/2 inch drive extension and my air gun. So you're going to have this one over here. You'll probably use a longer extension. One. Two. And then the one right here.
Okay, I missed it.
Okay, don't forget the 3 out. Take the bits out. Same length on the 2 long ones and that one. Now to get this out, you want to pick up on the power steering reservoir, get the bracket, try to get a bolt around that hose. Which is almost impossible. Dang it, man, this thing. That's the thing. Hold you up right there. You gotta be kidding me. Twist this thing sideways. Get this thing. Alright. Let's take our bolts. Put them back in there and put it to the party line. We'll be right back. Alright guys, next thing you're going to do is get you a 14mm deep, half-inch drive, or your 3/8 drive and 3/8 drive ratchet. You're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolts, 14mm. I'm using my air gun, and take all those out. Well, don't take them out, just loosen it up, right? Be right back. Alright guys, all the bolts are out from both ends. We're going to leave them in there. Take this whole bracket assembly and pick it right up, just like that. Yeah, buddy, look at that. Alright, let's put this into the party line, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're about to take this tire off, the front right tire. I'm not sure, no, I didn't tell you this, guys. In the beginning of this video, I should have told you, jack the car up and set it on jack stands. I'm going to get this, you can probably, yeah, look up under there, you can probably see it up on the jack stands. Forgot to tell you guys that. Alright, so let's get the tire off. 21mm deep, half-inch drive. And let's take this tire off. We'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we can do is take off our belt. Now, to take off the belt, the tensioner is right there. Now, this is why I got the tire off. Now, I'm going to go to the front of the car, underneath, and I got a 9. Now, the bolts are 14mm. I like to use a 9/16.
Aren't you on the side of the car?
Yeah. Side of the car. Alright, so what you're going to do is get your wrench, 9/16. And you're going to go like you're loosening up. Now, this tension is kind of tight, so the wrench might not be able to have enough to do... Well, no, I'm sorry. You're going to be tightening. So the wrench might not be enough to do it. So that's why I got a 5/8 wrench. Can you see me hooking it onto this? Here, let me...
Yeah.
You can see that? Here.
But when I moved it.
Come on here, you bad thing.
Keep on.
Alright, guys, the wrench is going to be up like this. So to get you enough leverage, get a bigger wrench and hook it.
Why am I blurry? Okay.
You have the wrench right here. Get a bigger wrench. I got a 5/8 wrench. And you hook it up just like this. So that way, now you got leverage with it. Alright, so let's go back over here. Hook this up. Hook up my wrench. And again, just like I'm tightening it now. You can see how the tension comes in. Once it's in, my other hand is going to go over here and take the belt off of the power steering pump. Alright, then I can slowly release that back. Alright, then we can take the whole belt off. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got the belt off. And here's the water pump right here. Check this out, guys. We're going to be definitely changing that water pump while we're doing this job. Alright, so let's stop messing around with that because we ain't worried about that yet. Right now, let's get this alternator out of here. Now, your alternator has two 14mm bolts. You got one right there in the front, on the bottom, and then further up, you got another 14mm. So we're going to grab our 14mm deep 3/8 drive with our 3/8 drive ratchet, and I'm going to be using my cordless ratchet. Now at this time, you got your mount out. So if this bolt is too low or something, you can't get to it, you can now jack up your engine to where you want it. So now we're going to get this bolt right here. If we can get to it. 1 and 2. Alright, let's get both of those bolts out and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got the bolt out. With the alternator at the same time picking it up. Alright, and we got it out. Then I'm taking my hand because I don't got no mounts in there, so I can push this to the side a little bit and get that right out of there. Yeah, buddy. Alright, this bolt is put back in there. a short one. And then this one right here, we put back in the bottom of the alternator. Put this to the party line. We'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do, we got this bracket right here. We're going to take this bracket off. This bracket is held on by two 14mm bolts right here going into the head. I'm using a 14mm deep 3/8 drive with my cordless ratchet. One. And two. Now on this bracket right here, I'm not going to put the bolts back into the head because we don't know the condition of this head, whether it's cracked or not. And we're going to be taking it to a machine shop, so we don't want these bolts left in there. So we're going to leave these bolts with the bracket. Alright, so let's get these out, get this bracket off, put it in the party line. We'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is we have this heat shield right here over our exhaust manifold. We need to take this heat shield off and make sure this is the bolt size. We got four 10mm bolts that have to come out. If you live in a rust infested area, and this one might do it as well, these bolts can break off inside the manifold. So it's just potluck. Alright, before we got to do, here's your O2 sensor wire right here. Let's pull this bracket, this little tab back a little bit and get that harness out of there. And then we'll use a 10mm deep 3/8 drive with my cordless ratchet. And the first thing you want to do is just try to turn it and break it loose. Then take that off. See this one? This is what I love about living in the South, guys. I know you guys are upset right now. Y'all in New York, all four of those broke. Alright, let's get these bolts out and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got those four out, but I noticed there's one more right down there. Watch, this is one that breaks. Hey, one out of 5 ain't bad. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy, that didn't break. Just got stuck in there. Biscuit. Yeah. Alright, let's take that cover off. Yeah, boy. Alright, and if you want, take your bolts. And this one, you can put back in there. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm going to show you something that a lot of people will not show you when you're doing this job. Usually they tell you just take off the nuts to the exhaust manifold, bam, 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 move it to the side. No, that does not work. Because what they don't tell you is that if you follow my hand down here, there's a bracket bolting to the exhaust system to the engine. A 14mm bolt. I'm going to point to it in a minute. And what I got here is a 14mm deep 3/8 drive with a 4-inch 3/8 drive extension. It's a wobble extension. You can see how it wobbles. Now, your bolt is going to be right... Can you see the end of the ratchet?
I see the bolt.
Oh, you can see the bolts. What the heck am I seeing for?
I don't know what you're doing.
Alright, get that up there like that.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it is. Get your 3/8 drive ratchet. And you want to take that bolt out. I need to...
Mind your way?
Yeah, I'm going to put my hand on it in a minute. Just to hold this in place, just to break that bolt loose. Oh my goodness. Okay. There we go. Okay, I broke it loose. Alright, and let's take that bolt out. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, now we got 5 14mm nuts. 1, 2, number 3 down in there, right in the center. And then 4 and number 5 right over there. I'm going to be using a 14mm deep 3/8 drive with my 4-inch 3/8 drive extension. It's a wobble. You can use it straight. And what you're going to do here is first break it loose. take it off. Let's do one more together, and then you can do the others by yourself. Alright, let's get the other 3, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got all 5 off. Look at that. See, now that bracket down there would have been holding you up. You would have never got that in there. Got that out. So what we're going to do is just take this manifold and bring it out just like that. There's our gasket. Well, I mean, we ain't got to take it off. But it's a good time to look into the cylinders, and you can see what was going on. Like that one was firing pretty good. This one looks like it had some water stains in it. That one's definitely water stains. Because you get to look at that. You can tell how clean that is. Am I messing you up with the light?
No, that's alright.
So number 3 was definitely looked like the water was going through there. It was cleaning that system out. And number 4 looks like also a little water. But it looks like the only cylinder that didn't have any water coming out was number 1. So we're good to go with that. Alright, let's get this gasket off, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is take off our valve cover. And the valve cover is held on by a series of 10mm bolts. And start from here. You're going to have 1. And matter of fact guys, this is easy way just in case you don't miss any bolts. You got a bolt right here. Directly on the other side is going to be another one. So when you see one right here, directly on the other side, there's going to be another one. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's going to be 5 on that side. So 10 on the sides. And then right in the middle, there's going to be 1 up here in the front. And 1 back there. Now, the ones... Let's go. Now you're going to see the ones back here. And you're going to see it's kind of like a little difficult to get you because of the intake. So you don't need nothing fancy. What I'm using it is a 10mm shallow socket 3/8 drive, my 4-inch wobble extension, so I can definitely get in there. And your straight will probably work, but I like that. And then another 4-inch 3/8 drive extension, just a regular one. And I'm going to be using my cordless impact. And we're going to take the bolts out just like that. Let me see. You can reach in there and take that bolt out. Alright, let's get the 10 on the sides, because what we want to do, let's check this. So I want to see the size of them. Good, that's the same size. And this one back here. Just want to make sure they're all the same size. And they are. Alright, let's get the rest of the bolts out, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got all our bolts out. Now you want to take your little flat screwdriver and you just find you a nice little spot where you can just stick the screwdriver at. Pick up on that cover. I hate when something try to make me look bad. Did I got everything on it? Let's see here. Okay. Alright. We got that cover. Oh, well, yeah. Alright, and what we're going to do, guys, is put this in the party line upside down and just stick all the bolts right here in the corner or something around here. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, now that we got the cover off, now we can easily get to our fuel injector wiring harness. Alright, so we got the 4 fuel injectors, but there you go, them funky clips. So I got me a long pair of needle nose pliers, and what I'm going to do is try to squeeze the side and pick it up. Dang, that worked pretty good. Yeah, buddy. Then, we got one more over here you got to do. And then, to disconnect the injectors, you got the tab on the top. Squeeze that tab into the connector. and then pick up. And if you have a hard time doing that, you can take either this or a screwdriver. Let me get a screwdriver better. And you can use the head to pry up against. So you use your hands, squeeze that in, and just take that screwdriver and help it pick it right up. Okay, let's do one more together. Do a difficult one. Let's try this. All right. Squeeze that tab in. Got it? And I'm going to use the screwdriver. Dang, I'm still not squeezed in enough to pick it up. Oh, come on, man. This has got to be... Okay. You know, it would have been easier if they would have had, like Chrysler has all the harness goes over here, then right over here be a big plug going to all of them. But no, they want to be different. Alright, so let's get the others out and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got them all disconnected. Now we can take our harness and get all this and bring it to the side. Man, that looks great, guys. That looks real great. Alright guys, now go back to your 10mm. I'm going to use my 10mm shallow. And I'm just going to use a 4-inch 3/8 drive extension. And you're going to have this back cover back here. It's going to be held on by 3 10mm bolts. Let's go ahead. Easy for you to see, Sibby. Sibby.
Yes. What is this rag right here?
Here.
Thank you.
Alright, so we're going to have 1, 2 right inside this, right between this bracket. And then 3 right over here. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, now that cover is going to come up, but it's going to be kind of tight. So, what you want to do is carefully get you a screwdriver or something. Now, you're not going to take the screwdriver and go right here and try to break it in there, because that ain't going to work. You want to use your camshafts. Let's switch over.
Really? You need to get your tools out of the way. Go ahead, then.
I'm going to go right here. See that? How it comes up. This is your camshaft. You ain't know about that right now. That silicone or gasket sealer holding it down, so it's going to be a little. And actually guys, if you check out right here, we do have a little pry point on this side, right between there. So we can take our screwdriver and pick that up. Look at that. Alright, let's go put this to the party line and we'll be right back. Alright guys, just like in the back, we have one right here in the front. But don't think you're going to take those 3 bolts out and this thing's going to come up or you're going to break it. Because you see these little parts that stick out right here? That's bolts on the inside going through. So what we got to do is take off our front cover right here with our camshaft actuator. So what you got to do is first unplug it, or consider it VVT. Now down here is the plug. So you got a tab right there. Squeeze that tab into the connector and then back it up. Son of a biscuit. You know, if you get like that, guys, get a little problem. What you can do is take a screwdriver over this side, use a screwdriver to push that tab in, if it'll work. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, now we're going to remove the cover right here. It's held on by 9 10mm bolts. And you're going to see the bolts going all the way around. We're going to show you the ones get to the ones around here first so you can know what to do. Now what I'm using is a 1-inch 3/8 drive extension with a 10mm shallow socket, and this is a little wobble extension. This comes out great in times like this. And I'm using my cordless ratchet. Now the ones up under here, you're gonna have one right here, one right there. Follow it around, not that one. Come up, and then you're gonna have one right here on the corner, and then follow the rest of them around. Alright, let's get all of them out, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, you got all the bolts. Now get you a nice flat screwdriver, and your pry point is going to be right between there. So get your screwdriver and just slowly pop that cover out. And once you get it out a little bit, just hold it open. Because you want to make sure that we don't mess up that VVT over there. So you want to go straight out with it. Just like that. Alright, let's put this to the party line and we'll be right back.